The Three Wishes program is a program that's dedicated to eliciting and implementing final wishes for patients who are dying in the intensive care unit. UCLA is unique in that we are the first program in the United States to have the Three Wishes intervention in our hospital. So I think one of the best examples that I have of a patient who had gone through the Three Wishes program was a husband and wife. The husband was very critically ill. He was a very young gentleman who loved the outside, and the wife had asked the staff, was there any way that her husband did not have to spend his final moments in the four walls of this ICU room where he was surrounded and connected to machines. And as part of the Three Wishes program, what we did for them was that we moved the ICU bed along with the mechanical ventilator, along with all his drips, outside to a terrace in which he can be under the sun for his final moments, and we provided end-of-life care there. On that day, what happened was as the sun set, she crawled into bed with him, and I handed her a blanket, and we disconnected him from the ventilator, and he was able to die peacefully outside.
I actually sleep with that blanket every night. Because that was the last thing that he touched and had on him. So I thought it was very nice that they were able to give those little mementos out. It's not something I was expecting in the least.
One of the quintessential things of this program is that it doesn't cost much. And for instance, that example that I just gave cost the whole $20 for the blanket that I handed the wife. But that experience for her and for me and for each one of the nurses and respiratory therapists and staff that was involved was priceless. Every dollar to this program would go a really long way into shaping and changing the end-of-life experience into a dignified and valuable and memorable experience for a lot of our patients and families.
When the Three Wishes program was brought to me, I felt a sense of relief, knowing that someone else was willing to be there to assist me to do for my husband the things that I couldn't do by myself. And to have someone hold my hand, that meant the world.
There's a variety of things that patients and families wish for at the end of life. We've had a harpist come in and play the patient's classical music. We also make these thumbprint keepsakes that families can bring home and they actually really cherish. I think it's like just another example of how at the very end of life it's really the small things that matter.
What I love about this program is it doesn't start with what is it you want, what can it give you. The question really is just how can we honor this person? What are the things that he enjoyed in his life when he wasn't hospitalized?
So if this Three Wishes program gets introduced to anybody else, I think it'll be very beneficial to anyone that, number one, feels alone in the process, because it's kind of lonely. And number two, to know that someone with a little bit more power than yourself can actually do something to help them fulfill at least one of the wishes.
One of the most important goals of the Three Wishes projects is that we shift the paradigm into changing the question from what is the matter with the patient to what matters to the patient. And I think answering the question like that brings much more value to the family and to the patients and to the staff.